It's the Liberators. Welcome, guys. Your boy Suave, my man Frankie.
Yo.
But Frankie's gonna be a regular talker, fellow member of my crew, my pirate crew. This is the Liberator crew. Frankie's the first mate. All right. I was thinking we talk about My Hero. And what I was thinking we could talk about is what if they did spin-off series to My Hero? And you know how they've been doing lately, spin-off series with the next generation, like Baruto. You got the Inuyasha spin-off. I'm forgetting the name. I'm blanking on it.
Yes,
Yeah, you got that. And I was thinking at work today, like, what if they did that and we got to see a lot of these quirks combined? Because think about Shoto. And they said, you know, his had ice, the father had fire, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was thinking, and I was like, all right, so what if Deku and Ochako had a child? How powerful would that kid be? So that's where I was going with it. So we know that Deku has no quirk, right? And he has the All for One, but he had to eat the All for One. If he does have a child that All for One power, or One for All, whatever, it's All for One. But it can't go to the kid. So, well, it can if he gives him a hair, but I don't think he would do that. You know what I mean? I think he's gonna pass it on. So it will have to be either his dad's quirk, which is the breathe fire, right? And then gravity. So I was thinking like Deku would have a boy and a girl, probably one that breathes fire and one that does Ochako Sean.
It's not like the quirks are made to be a perfect combination, because it's like with Bakugo, has his mom could do explosions, and I think his dad could do like the sweat. I think that's so you gotta find the combo for it. So if it's fire and gravity, I don't know how that will mix. To be honest, I think it would be a little too compatible.
How I decided to go with it was like one kid breathes fire and one kid has the gravity, and then I decided to flip it on its head and make it the boy can float and has the Ochako ability, and then the girl would have the Deku look with the green hair, but she would be able to breathe fire. You know what I mean? And then I think honestly we're just not thinking creative enough, because I think if they did decide to do spin-off series, it wouldn't just be as simple as combining work. They would go into detail. Like I think Deku's son would probably be like Baruto's son that became like a prodigy, right? And he'll probably be like how Ochako couldn't handle floating without throwing up. I think he would be able to, and I think he would take her ability like to a next level, right? And I think that's something that they would enhance. Is like he's stronger than his mom. You know what I mean? He could do 10 times things probably better, right? And I think that's the same way how to try and do with Baruto, like how Baruto's a prodigy. Shikamaru's son is a prodigy. You know what I mean? If I'm not mistaken, Inozen's a prodigy. You know what I mean? If I'm not mistaken. I think it's just Baruto and Shikamaru's son. But anyway, still, you know what I mean? And I think Sakura's daughter too. But for the most part, that's probably the direction they'll go in. It's like the prodigy probably be strong, you know what I mean? Probably already know how to use his quirk, you know what I mean? It's probably the same thing with his daughter.
Yeah, I think it would be better for them. Or like, for example, I know that he can't transfer All for One, but what if a piece of it from certain people that's been on it goes to their kids? That will help them even be better. You know what I'm saying? That would be dope, because it'll actually make sense. Like certain quirks from that will go to certain one of his kids. It'll actually make them a bit better. Like for example, you said that the son will have gravity, but what if he has to find with? You know what I'm saying? Like he could also grab them and bring the stuff towards him while he's doing the gravity. You know what I'm saying? And make it even 10 times more characters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Make something that will mix in with their powers to make it look a little bit much better and more compatible. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. All right, let's go to our next one. So I'm looking at right now because I actually have like the ship drawn that I get an artist to draw up and shit like that. And she's actually working on my own characters for a story of mine. You know what I mean? So I have Shoto matched up with Momo. I think they just make sense. They show them all the time together. So in this case, you got creation, right? You got fire. This is like you was saying. This is not a good combination. It's not. You know what I mean? So what I decided was you separate the fire, you separate the ice. One kid would have ice and creation. The next kid would have fire and creation. You know what I mean? So they both got their mom's quirk, and then you separate the father's quirk. So I was thinking again, boy, girl. Boy would have fire, girl could have ice. One would have half white, black, one would have half red, black. I just think that would be pretty dope. Cause like creation, what I'm talking about is like you're overheating. All right, you got creation. Think about it. You can create anything out of your body. He could make a laser. He can make anything, any laser gun, and anything he needs. If he has the necessary clothing, he could be able to create that. Like to me, that's interesting. At how many different ways could he take that to elevate his own ability? I mean, I know Shoto's strong because he has both fire and ice, but it's like now think about it. You can do a lot more of Endeavor's moves if you could do fire, just straight up fire. He can learn Endeavor's skill set, and the girl can learn Shoto's ice style. You know what I mean? And really learn how to master that ice technique. I mean, I guess the biggest thing is like overheat. I guess that's the biggest thing. Like,
Yeah.
but if Endeavor can last flame, like, come on, he can last flame. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, I think his kids, they have to be twins and they have to be together at all times. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it, because like you said, Shoto has fire and ice, overheat. The cold will always like try to cool them off. So when they're always together, they can always perform a higher power when they're together. Like, the ice will cool him off and the fire will bring him back to his heat. You know what I'm saying? Like, make it more powerful when they're together. Kind of like Masi Menos from Teen Titans. Kind of like that. Like, they don't have to like be stuck together always. So they're never apart. That way, if you actually do have them apart, it'll be way more dangerous. Like, I think it'll be a lot more better, because that way it'll actually make the story a lot better later on. Like, they have more character development later on in the stories. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think at first they should definitely be attached at the hip. And I think as the story progresses, you'll start seeing them spread out a little bit. And you can really start seeing them, what they can really do one-on-one. Because I think the difference would be like Mas and Manos, if they can't touch, they can't run. So I think the difference is like, we'll be able to respect you as a combatant just using your fire. And we'll be able to respect her as a combatant just using her ice. You know what I mean? And instead of seeing it together, because I think you're right. If they're together, they can definitely fight like Shoto. They would definitely do some Zuko. You know what I mean? And that's something else too. I think they should incorporate if they are doing it. It's like the Avatar techniques, how they did the fire before. Yeah, they should definitely be doing some cool shit like that and kicking out the fire and shit. Like, you know what I mean? I would look at a lot more of Zuko and the fire style to bring out his son's fighting techniques with a little of Endeavor. You know what I mean? But I feel like Endeavor just fights like an American. You know what I mean? Flame punch. You know what I mean? It's not like Endeavor.
This is like how Zuko's character is based off of Donnie Brasco, where he actually knows like breakdancing. Like, why don't you make the son have a breakdancing kind of element to his fighting style? You know what I'm saying? Like almost like capoeira and shit. Like, put some martial arts into it.
Yeah, no, yeah, right. That'd be cool.
They should definitely do that with those characters. Like, make them have a fighting style. Like Deku having full cow. Like, it's a fighting style that he made himself. Make it for fighting. It'll be way stronger than they think.
So now the next one is a little weird. I have Kirishima and Mina because I think they make sense. They show them all the time together. Another one. So I think their kids should be pink, right? I think pink with red hair, horns sticking out of his head, the black eyes. Like, I think it should just be a weird combination, and it should be able to use hardening and acid. Now this is pretty dope. And you can go hardening, right? And you're strong enough to take blows. And imagine if they do happen to crack you, you start leaking acid.
It's not bad.
Think about it. If somebody comes and is strong enough to crack through, right? You're unbreakable. And you know how Kirishima starts cracking? No, instead acid would just start leaking out. You know what I mean? Instead of blood.
I'm getting what you said. Like, if they try to come and like bear hug them and they try to crack it, they'll get burned and they'll move away. You know what I'm saying? That's fucking smart, to be honest. Right? That is really smart. I did not think that. Wow.
I want to have a boy. He should be like Kirishima Stan. You know what I mean? Want to be a man, want to be strong, can leak acid. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, yo, this would be dope. Like, hardening with the acid, and the way he uses the acid is like underneath the coating of his hardening.
Damn, that is actually smart.
Yeah,
bro. That's actually good. That's a good one. That's definitely a good one. Holy hell. Who's that?
Who's that? Frankie's the next. All right. So Jiro and Janky. I was thinking about it, and I gave them 2 kids. I think what I did is I separated the abilities, because I really couldn't think of how cool to use Jiro's ear jacks with Janky's, just like lightning. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it wasn't a cool combination of like hearing and then light. So what I decided to do was give one of the kids Jiro ears, but she would probably have some type of lightning ability, like the father. And then the other kid came out with just one ability, and his name would be stronger than his sister's. And I think the girl should have the kickback of how Janky was, that every time he used it, he would get all dumbified, whereas the brother doesn't get that kickback.
Damn, how's that gonna work now? I gotta think of a freaking thing that'll work, because I know she's an artist. She likes doing music. So we gotta put that element into their quirks, or how they use their quirks. So I was thinking of them using instruments, like a bass or a guitar, to make it more like...
to be able to play an electric guitar. Yeah. And find the electricity or the sound waves through it if her ears plugged in. That's what I was kind of going with the little bit of electricity and the ear jacks. And I just thought one would be the musician. But go ahead. This is yours.
Because then one will play guitar, one will play bass. It'll do way more damage, you know what I'm saying? Because the bass does more sound, like more like an echoey sound, like for the ear jacks. And then for electricity would be the guitar. That way when he shreds, it'll go towards the person.
Yeah, that sounds dope. All right, so next we're gonna go Tanya and Mihatsumi, right? But I thought this would be a perfect combination because Tanya's suit, if you look at Tanya, all right, Tanya reminds me of Iron. He has this suit of all body plates, right? And I know Iron Man was all like robotic, but I feel like if anyone could build him an Iron Man type suit to run, would be me, Hassan. You know what I mean? And it would be a good combination, because if he could have a mechanic on his team and build him some wheels, oh man, Tanya's gone. You know what I mean? He already got the boosters on his feet. I think about it. Oh man. So, all right, what if you get a kid with Tanya's speed, obviously, because me doesn't have a quirk, but he comes out as smart as me, and he moves as fast as Tanya. So he's able to build shit that would take his mom months. He would build it in seconds. Like genius level, like smarter than his mom when it comes to technology and shit like that. Like, or when we first meet him, he's already at his mom's level. You know what I mean? So it's like his potential of growth is higher.
That's actually good. I would say that she makes a better suit for Tanya, like more agile for him, to where he's actually able to go way faster and like get the weight off from his old suit that he got from his family, make it more sleeker. But then the son, daughter, doesn't matter, is able to make it even way better by increasing like a booster to it or something that'll actually make him and his others faster. But damn, then what else can they do though? Like, there's a lot they can do. Holy hell. Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of right now is like a better suit and like making better suits for everybody, maybe.
But I just feel like that would be dope, because me was mechanic course, if you think about it. And Tanya's son would be in the hero course, but his brain would already be tinkering, and he could be tinkering shit for, like you said, throughout the whole class. So, all right, that's Tanya. Who's next? So, I got Bakugo and Kami. Bakugo using his explosives and Kami with the myth. So, this one I just decided to swap, right, and make the boy have the mom's ability, all right, but make him girl crazy. So what he does is create these sexy women like Naruto. You know what I mean? How the sexy jutsu, you know what I mean? And the boy has like Kami's lovey-dovey attitude, like carefree, you know what I mean? Whereas the girl comes out with Bakugo's anger, Bakugo's explosions, you know what I mean?
Oh, damn.
Too perfect for the next generation not to have. You need another Bakugo. You need another, I'll kill you, you know what I mean?
And then every single time their brother tries to be too lovey-dovey, she just hit him in the freaking head and does an explosion. Oh my god, no! It's another Sakura, no!
This is for a reason. I was thinking, how cool would it be, like, to have, I think the way I broke it down was like Deku's daughter breathes fire, and she ends up getting with Bakugo's son that has the illumination ability, right? And then Deku's son, right, who has the gravity, and he's a prodigy. That's the word I was like, he's a prodigy, you know what I mean? And then he ends up getting with Shoto's daughter with the creation and ice. So right there, then you tie in Bakugo, Deku, Shoto, you know what I mean? And then you have Shoto's son get with Bakugo's daughter. No, I had Bakugo's daughter with Deku's son, you know what I mean? To make it make sense, right? Prodigy and prodigy, float and the explosion. That's too good to pass up. And then I had Deku's daughter with Shoto's son, you know what I mean? And it's just because the breathe fire, and then I think I swapped the powers by accident. The girl was supposed to have fire, and the dude was supposed to have ice, and then it would have been like boom, you know what I mean? Fire breathing with ice, you know what I mean? It's just like Shoto, you know what I mean? Why the fuck not? And then, either way, you get where I'm going with this. It's supposed to be like a triangle. Boop, boop, boop. You know what I mean? The kids are going to connect. That's why I ended up going with 222. Anyway, what do you think about that? Bakugo's son, Harry. You like it? It's good enough.
That's absolutely perfect, to be honest, because it would fit. Like, they all actually will be the top tier classmates. They will always be together because at the end of the day, they will all hang out together regardless. So it would make sense.
Let's go to the next one. Let's go with Sarah. I got Sarah, right, tape, and I got Ibari from Class B with vines on her hair.
Oh, I know who you're talking about now. The one that went up against Janky in the battle tournament, he lost. Yeah. Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. So, in terms of like a quirk, right, what I kind of thought was take out Sarah's tape and keep the tape arms, but instead he can launch off branches, like actual tree branches. And on top of his hair, he kind of had the vines, but it looks more like dreads. And he's able to shoot out the vines from his hair and also the tree branches from his arm. So he's still shooting out tape, but it's not a tape. It's more in tune with Poison Ivy, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was going to say that, yeah.
And I'll just give him one kid. I just figured combining it and making it one kid, you know what I mean? A boy would make sense. You know what I mean?
Like, I think it would be like a sticky type of vine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like sticky shit.
No, I think the wood would be the sticky. Like, you know how there's sticky wood wood, like wood sap.
Thank you.
And you shooting wood sap out to stick you, and then his vines will come in. If you're a fast target, and he sticks you with the, you can't move anywhere, then he grabs you up with his vine. Poison ivy, think about poison ivy and all the things she can do with. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah, they're perfect. They're perfect to just have one with both powers. It will make sense. Yeah, most definitely.
So then I got Sato, right, strongman, and Pony from Class 1B, the horse girl.
Oh.
And I figured to do one kid, there's a girl, but she will have Sato's strength, right, the sugar rush ability, but have the mom horns and the horse type of legs. Think about it. Now, when she kicks you, you're going to get hit with the strength of the sugar man, but it's also of a horse. Think about it. She has the horseshoes. So think about it. How hard can a horse kick? Now, times that by 10. You know what I mean?
I don't want to be near her. No. No.
Look, man, someone's got to say these things, man.
See what's happening, people getting hit in the freaking crotch already just by being behind her. Like, nah.
All right, let's go. Who's next? We got Mirio and Naturay. Now you got Naturay having her shockwaves and Mirio being able to go through the ground, right? So I thought of having them twins, just like you was thinking, right? Twins, and have the boy have blue hair, girl have blonde, whatever you want, right? But I figured both of them should have Mirio's quirk to go through the ground, and only one of them came out with their mom's quirk, because I feel like the combination is too OP to give them both that ability. You know what I'm saying? So however you want to lick your poison, I figured the girl would have the mom's ability and the father. You know what I mean? And the boy just got stuck with his dad. And we can level it down a little bit if you want to. Like, he can't go through everything. You know what I mean? Some things like that. Like, he'll most likely be a Class B character. Like, clearly, as we're going through, not all of these people are Class 1A caliber. You know what I mean? I think Deku's daughter would be Class B. I think Bakugo's son would be Class B. You know what I mean? But I just think maybe in the future, there is no Class B and everyone's just together. What if it's just 20 kids? Even as I did this list, it's not a lot of kids. You know what I mean? So adding a couple of doubles is fine. How did you like the kid ability? What do you think on it?
Because I was thinking about the part where you said that they don't go through everything. I was thinking of one X-Men character, and I'm hoping you have her in your mind.
Kitty Pryde.
Yeah,
exactly. Exactly what I thought of.
Oh yeah, if like that'd be perfect for her. It'd be
like
perfect.
She has more abilities than Kitty Pryde has more of the Mirio type of ability, or you could flip flop it either way. You know what I mean? Still makes sense. All right, so now we got the next one, and at this point I was kind of running short on characters. So I got Robby and Amajiki. I don't know. I just think it works. You know what I mean? I just think Amajiki's very shy, right, and unconfident, and Asui is always the type of character that's trying to preach confidence in her teammates. So I think if they had a child, it'll be a combination of frog with whatever you can eat. I thought of how much can a frog eat, right? More than a human. So when you Amajiki and how much he used to eat before he went out to go on patrol, he said he ate like 5 portions. Remember the seafood, the chicken. So imagine if you come out with the frog traits, how much you can eat. You're gonna eat flies, so you can get fly wings. Automatically you flying on top of the tentacles, on top of you can eat crabs, get the crab arm. Think about it, on top of the chicken. Like, to me, that's just so many different options. On top of it, you also can stick your tongue out and turn yourself invisible, like Asui can. Probably shoot poison, like, you know what I mean? Or poison, like Toad. Like, I would go all type of combination. Like, it's only one kid. I think I said a girl. I don't know how this girl will come out. You know what I mean? But I'm not drawing her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shit. That's good. That's a good one.
It's out there. You know what I mean?
I think I got it. I think I might know what will actually work better. So you know how there are always different kinds of frogs, right? What if she was able to mimic those frogs' abilities? Just like how he's able to like eat something, he'll just mimic their body parts and stuff, right? What if she's able to mimic their powers even further? Like combo it together with other stuff that are like within her species? I think it'll work a lot more better than her just being like, oh, I'm just gonna grow wings. Some frogs do fly. Some of them do. So imagine she could like make it further up the food chain, like a bit of an evolution drop, like evolution peak. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be dope.
That'd be perfect for like, oof.
So 2 more Class B ships right now. These are going to be straight Class 1B couples, right? I got Tetsu and Satuna. Satuna is the one that fought Bakugo, that split her body apart. She kind of got Buggy the Clown type abilities.
Oh,
Think about Satuna, that she's a strategist when she fights, right? She doesn't go in like Bakugo. She actually has a strategy. You know what I mean? Like Bakugo used to go in, guns a-blazing. Tetsu is the type that goes in guns a-blazing. So I looked at this couple, like the strategist and then the muscle, keep the muscle always aligned. And what grew me to this couple was Kitty Pryde and Colossus, where Kitty Pryde was the strategist to Colossus's muscle. Yeah. So I gave him a daughter, and I basically said Tetsu's strength, right, could turn metal, but can split like Buggy the Clown. Now think of this: you can still have those body parts, parts, all in the tattoo arm. Now think about this. If I can't reach you, I could just split apart and send my fist at you. And not only is my fist gonna hit you, but so is my wrist, so is my elbow, so is my upper arm, so is my shoulder, so is my neck. Every part of the body is gonna hit you every time. Pop, 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 at the same strength, at the same. Think about it. You know what I mean?
Damn, that's gonna be a powerful fucking character. Holy hell, dude! That's like if Buggy did eat a metal fruit on top of that, and he's able to do that. He'd be too OP.
And then I figured the daughter would come out instead of being like Tetsu's mindset, like Satuna, like a strategy, just to realize how strong she is. And then to me, it's over at that point. Like I don't know. I really tried with these. I really did try with these. Like I thought about
your own point. Your own. It makes sense. I would say, like, at first, she'll be, like, more confident on her strategy, but then later on, as the fight drags on, she starts to become, like, Tattoo a lot more, like, yeah, I got the upper hand, all this, that, and that, but then it always backfires on her ass. It'll be a little bit like that.
Then we got, this is my favorite ship that I created, in terms of, like, sending the Effa, who's my drawer and stuff. These are, like, unknown characters and shit, and to me, it's cool to do this. So I got Sian and Yui, and I think their quirks, so Sian is the Spiral that fought Odoro in the team, and Yui got the Minimize quirk, and she could shrink things down or grow them up, make them bigger. So what I thought was one kid, a boy, but I thought of Prodigy. So Bite's combat skills from the dad. I'm not going to say Spiral, but in terms of combat skills, got his dad's quirk. I think he should have his mom's minimization as well, but also the telepathic ability to throw that shit. Or think about it like, if you don't want to give me the telepathic ability to throw it, think about this. I can minimize things and keep it in my pocket. It up in the air, spin my leg like the Spiral. The dad's quirk, kick that, John. So now imagine how fast that goes. Now at the same time, while it's coming towards you, I bring it up gigantic size. Now you got a giant boulder to your face. By the time you get the move, that's smashing.
That's perfect.
He wraps his arm, you know what I mean, and then sends it out. You know what I mean? Something like that. We're spinning, and by the time it kicks, it's like a curveball in baseball. That ball, you're not gonna be able to predict where it's going. Then I gigantify it. There's no way you're dodging it.
Oh yeah, most definitely. That's actually perfect for that. You can't change anything. That's actually perfect.
The last four I have, and then we'll go into like some of the teachers. Tokiyami and Riku, I think her name is. I always forget her name.
I forgot her name too.
But you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
As long as you know who I'm talking about, that's all. So why I pair these two up are like Goth and Goth. You know what I mean? Goth and Goth, right? Tokiyami, Dark Shadow, and I thought the girl. Honestly, I'm blanking on her quirk right now. Do you remember her quirk?
I don't remember her quirk.
As a matter of fact, I have the book.
You have the book? Oh man.
I want to look for the Devil Fruit book too. I know it's out there. Let me go through my book. This would have been better for me to explain you their quirks and things. Now I feel like a jerk for not grabbing it in the beginning to make it easier. Yeah. But I know their quirks for the most part. You know what I mean? All right, Tokiyami. We said the Dark Shadow already, so we know his quirk. All right, Class 1B now. Oh, here we go. All right, I found it. Riko Yanaga. Nearby objects become weapons for this grudge girl, so don't care less. She's a range. Can manipulate my objects as long as they weigh no more than a person. Multiple objects are doubled if their total weight is okay. So I'm assuming she can send objects.
Damn. She should not even be a support character if she has that ability.
She's a range character. That's why I mean I'm pretty sure she could send these objects. So they're both range types. So I think Tokiyami's kid would rather be girl boy. I don't know. I didn't think too far ahead of that. But you have the Dark Shadow. You can also manipulate objects that you see and send that as well. That's something right there.
I got it. Not only can she do that, what if she can store weapons in the shadow?
Yeah, that would be cool.
Like, whatever there's a shadow rush, throw it at them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what? Making a boy, I think it'll be a lot more better because he'll become more of a strategist with his like abilities. You know what I'm saying? Like he actually goes and talk about strategies with his father. Like, what do you think?
I think he should have his mom's personality, real quiet, thinking of his combat mastering ability. All right, next we got Odoro and Invisible Girl.
Damn, how's that gonna work? Invisible tail? I don't know.
So what I imagined is you got Odoro's ability, but he can turn invisible just like a lizard can. And Iguana also got a tail, so he has the combat skills of his dad that can just turn invisible. How much stronger does that make him? You know what I mean? Come on, I could just walk up on you, hit you with a Rock Lee kick.
Damn, and the only way you can find them is with freaking thermal goggles.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about that. I'm trying to tell you. But I think to differentiate it, his mom seems to struggle to turn back human. I think he should be able to. He can definitely turn invisible. If you do hit him, he'll turn back human. I don't know. I think it should have some drawback. Now I got Mineta and Conqueror, I think her name is, the mushroom girl.
Oh!
That shoots out and her guns and turns to mushrooms, and Mineta got that.
Oh, yeah.
So the way I thought of this, you got Mineta's ability ability in the guns, like the mom, and when she shoots it out, it's gonna be great balls. You know what I mean? Like Mineta ball. Instead of ripping it out her head, you can shoot it out her gun.
Like mushroom balls?
Yeah.
And on top of that, it'll be any kind of mushroom that she like experiments with. Like she'll get more stuff from her mom, and then she'll actually do like more paralyzed, more sleeping, those that would like be poisonous to people. Like, yeah, no, I get what you're trying to say. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Now that's all of them. But I can also go deeper if you want. It's like I probably got like 5 more on top of my head.
Go ahead.
All right.
Shit.
So now you got Shoji's the arms. Do you remember the episode of My Hero where they're doing the beauty pageant? It's a filler episode, and Nezra is facing a girl with the big eyebrows, right? She kind of looks like a mole rat. Beauty pageant women didn't really have any characteristics, right? I really dug in on Shoji on my breaks. And recently, spoiler alert, in the chapter, he's actually getting his moment to shine, right? And he's actually fighting the lizard dude. And he's got a one-on-one fight with, I don't know if it's one-on-one, I think he has a little bit of backup, but he's the main fighter right now. And Shoto already beat Dobby, and this is the next fight right now that we're getting. You know what I mean? So I think they're definitely about to see Shoji and how much he can really do. You know what I mean? Besides just being an assist. Like, I think he's stronger than what he's putting on. I found some sketches that creator of My Hero put out before it became a thing. And his face was like a dinosaur. Like, he's supposed to be like a dinosaur underneath that mask. It's not like a Kakashi Sensei that it's a beautiful face.
Yeah.
Nah, he has a dinosaur type smile and it looks disgusting. So I thought of this and I was like, all right, so he could grow multiple hands. So his son or daughter, right, would have the ability to have the hands. So like a mole rat. So you have it like claws, right? So when you're using it, you're not just you're actually stabbing the person. You can actually get a piece of them. Like how a badger would dig, you know what I mean? But you got multiple hands.
Kind of like Nico Robin with the hands. No, that's perfect.
But instead, it's like, you know what I mean? So you can't just grab it. It's going to cut you. Regardless, you're getting cut by it. You know what I'm saying?
I like it. I actually like it.
In terms of like abilities and stuff, I thought that was interesting.
I think not that bad.
I teamed up Dawizi. He has the power of welding. So I paired him up with Melissa Shield from the movie, right?
Oh man, I forgot about her.
She's already been referenced in the show, building Deku's gauntlet the second time around, right? So she is a canon character now. Why I pair both of them up was because, honestly, I'm running out of characters. And welding and mechanic makes complete sense to me. You got a mechanic, bang, 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 right? In terms of like the quirk, I just figured like a genius can build shit and then use his weapons for combat. So kind of competes with Ida's character of who could build things quicker. I think Ida has the ability, Ida's son could build it faster, but I think Melissa's son is smarter, right? Or daughter is smarter. Like, I'm gonna go daughter. Is smarter and is stronger. You know what I mean? Because she needs it to be stronger. Because Tanya's son always can run. You know what I mean? Like, if shit gets real, he can always bounce. You know what I mean? Where she doesn't have that effort to do, so she needs it to be like locked down. So I was picturing like Iron Man. Honestly.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Now, you remember in the Heroes Provisional License course episode where they had Bakugo and Shoto go back because they failed and they were with the guy with the wing, right?
Oh yeah.
And that was first introduced Kami and Bakugo, blah, blah, blah. All right, so I paired him up. If you remember, when Asabi was training under the seal dude, there was a girl with blue hair and the fish ears, Cyrus or Cirrus.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I forgot what her quirk was, though. I forgot what it was.
Sonar. She's like a sonar.
Huh.
If I'm not mistaken, like I have recently looked this up to see what her quirk is, and if I'm not mistaken, she's like a human sonar. So the father is Whirlwind. He's Yurashi. I think it would have probably like a son that has the ability to wind bend, but can also pick you up like your destination, and he knows how far you are, and he can always track you. You know what I mean? So you basically can never get out of his range.
That's smart. Yeah. What else can they do? I was thinking like more like a Kamehameha type ability, but with wind. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like that.
But she has good hearing, so we'll just make it that he can hear you from wherever you're at, and you know what I mean, get you. All right, so let's talk about these two because I actually skipped them. Shinso and Kendo, I have them having a daughter. Shinso with the abilities, if he speaks, you listen to that and you follow everything he says. He's learning how to be a combatter now with Aizawa training. Kendo also is a fighter, and she can like Mr. Fantastic with her fist and stuff like that, right? Like little like Luffy. I think you combine both quirks. So if you follow my voice, right, you do whatever I say, but I can also smash you into oblivion. So I could just tell you to stand here and then put my fist right through you and stick you to the ground.
Just stand there and go.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. Like, about it to be a female too, to kind of break it up, you know what I mean? And then the other one I forgot to talk to you about was Hawks and Mirko.
That's
You
perfect.
get the ability of both of them, but the fighting styles of the mom, but the wings of the dad. I thought of, you can basically do two kids. You have the girl with the wings and the fighting style of the mom, and then the boy would just have the wings. You know what I mean? Like, I think they're too cool not to have them both. So this one is a little different. I got Kosi, right, who holds his breath. He could create a barrier around wherever he wants. So it's basically like a defense hero. And then I got the girl, if you remember, they were doing the Class 1A rock band, and there was this girl with the rock like pixies, and she was hating on them. Hating on Class 1A, and there was a guy with a big jaw that was kind of like hating on Class 1A too. And by the end, they were crying like they loved Class 1A when they heard the rock band. So I thought of both of them, right? And the way I kind of thought about it was like Kosi basically saves her life, and she becomes enamored by him. So I thought of her quirk would be something corny because she wasn't in like the hero people, right? But she was also still alive. So I got her basically having the quirk of like sense, where she could sense things coming. Things about to fall, she could duck out the way. Stuff like that, like Spidey tingle, right? Something bad's about to happen. But also the ability to breathe like the shield, right? Like the father. So I was thinking, what if he figures out how to be a better combatant than his father? So let's say he could breathe a shield as a ball, bounce it up, kick it, you know what I mean? And it hits you. So he's using his defense as offense.
That's actually not that bad.
And then I thought about Sanji, the way Sanji can fly. What if he can also fly too? As he runs in the sky, he's putting his shields underneath his feet. Bang, 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 bang. So it's like these little balls that he's running on top of. But as he puts his feet up, it goes to where his next feet is going.
It's actually not that bad. I like it.
Right?
I actually like it.
The mom not having it. And then the last one was Reen, I think his name is. He has the dragon scales that he shoots out. And then there was a girl with pink hair named Fua that I found, because again, I was running out of people. And there's no quirk on her, but she had these like cloud earrings. So I'm gonna go her quirk off these clouds, you know what I mean? And what I basically thought was, instead of clouds, the ability of flying. His kid can shoot the dragon scale, turn his body into a dragon claw. But instead of, I think he can turn more, you know what I mean, of his body into a dragon with the ability to fly, make him a flying dragon because he doesn't have wings, you know what I mean? But if you remember, like American Dragon, Drake.
American Dragon, right now with the dragon. Skills are getting faster with Grandpa the Master. It's destiny. What's up, G? It's showtime, baby, for the legacy. American Dragon. From the J to the A to the K to the E. I'm the Mac Daddy Dragon of the NYC. You heard? Jake, get back to work.
Oh, yeah. Because then he would have gone and trained under the Dragon Hero, who, by the way, is my favorite upper hero. That would make sense. Then he'll actually extend his ability more. You know how Deku, when he's going to Gran Torino, she goes to the other hero and actually train a little bit more with the dragon type abilities and do more crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. No. That's perfect. That's perfect.
So I had this idea, right? And this is what helped me figure this out with the kids was, if after the Hero Society was done, after they finished taking out All for One, let's say there's a global, there's shit breaking down all around the world, and they're calling on UA, right? As the kids graduate the UA Academy, there's a such thing like in real life, a draft. Right? You got a draft in sports and a draft in the army, right? So what if that's how you get to your pro job you got? You know what I mean? Which one you working under? And instead, you shipped out overseas to help out with these different places that are so badly in need. And you become the top pro hero in that place once you get there. So I was thinking Endeavor will be the first hero, and his team will be Deku, Uraraka, Shoto, and Momo. And then I had Hawks be the leader of the team Bakugo, Kami, Kirishima, and Mina. You know what I mean? And then I had Mirko be the captain, Kendo, Shinso, Janky, and Jiro. And I figured Mirko, because Mirko is more combat, and Mirko can teach Shinso, Janky, and Jiro more combat skills than they even. Hawks can help out Bakugo, help out Kirishima, you know what I mean, more with their wit. And then Endeavor, obviously, with Shoto and Deku, you know what I mean, it just made sense. Mirio being his own hero, so he's having his big three, Naturay, Amajiki, and then Frothy, just to throw in another younger person into the mix. That was that team. And then Best Genius's squad, since Best Genius only has one lung, he has to stay in Japan. It's Sian, Yui, Tetsu, Satuna, Kosi. You know what I mean?
Alright.
Then you had, I think it was Kami Woods, but I could be wrong. His team was Sero, Ibari, Sato, and Pony, and that was that squad. And then I had Ida being his own hero, but he had an agency, and his draft, he took me Hatsumi, but instead of only taking me, he also got Jago, I think his name is, which is the Wolfman in Class 1B. And I figured they'll take that glue dude too, that glue monster in Class 1B. And basically what I thought of is like Ida running with a dog, like Ida with a chain, and then he has the wolf monster running with him, and then me and the glue dude stay and build shit, and the glue dude helps her reach shit that she can't reach. Honestly, when I seen him, I was like, yo, he's the perfect dude to reach stuff. Just like, yo, I got you, I can grab this, bring it down for you, here you go. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
And I thought about why would they draft him and things like that. Broke this down. Who's next? The giant Mount Lady, and Mount Lady's team is Mineta, the mushroom girl, Cody, the one that could talk to animals. After that, I can't remember who was the hero of this drum, but then we had Tokiyami and the ghost chick as like their own little agency. And then we had Shoji and Odoro, and then the invisible girl as the last little agency, and they'll pop up in Sian and Yui Best Genius story, you know what I mean? Like other hero team with Ida. And then I also thought up of one more team, which is like the vigilante team. If you follow My Hero Vigilantes, be the captain of this last team, basically like solidifying him as a hero. And his team will be Rin, Awizi, Melissa Shield, Fua, which Fua has the ability of, we said like flying, but I'm guessing like lightning, like the ability, I guess, to control weather is where I'm going with her. You know what I mean? And then you have Tornado, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To kind of like kick it. Like they got some strength too. You know what I mean? So that's what kind of you think of like the couples and stuff. Like, oh, how would I break this down? How would they have kids? Well, let me look at my hero teams. How can I, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You're right.
To try not to make it like too much guys in one team. You know what I mean? I think only 2 teams got 5 people.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's not a bad draft though.
Nah, it really is, and it's actually perfect for them because it utilizes them to work together, and they already know each other. So it's like they could always feed off of each other for certain combos. It makes sense. You have like the perfect teams, like literally.
Down to the last one. I thought about this a lot, and I basically figured like, what if you added into the mix of like potentially All For One had a child, and that child is going to be alive in that next universe and have the abilities like the father.
That's a problem. That's definitely a problem.
But you can make it that he doesn't know he has the abilities, so he ends up going to the UA school at first and learning how to control it, and then he breaks out, realizing that he can't control this, and ends up destroying the place.
Yeah, that means you gotta do a story to where basically he's not actually a child, but he's a clone of him, and he doesn't have no memory of where he was at, where he was born, nothing. He wants to know who he is and how to control his power, wants to know who his family is, and all that, and it goes right back to All For One every single time. So it's like All For One is like coming back, but like better. You know what I'm saying? Like do something like that. That would be awesome.
Trying to tell you, I really thought of that to be like their main little villain, but I also thought of other shit too. Like with the teams, I basically thought of like the Endeavor team will be like in America, Bakugo's team will be like Spain, Kirishima's team will also be in Spain, Mirko and Hawk's team will be reconning Vigilante team down there that they're actually trying to take down, because those people are like evil, but not too evil, but they still do bad shit. So they're gonna go take them down, and they have to team up. So they got both teams over there. Mirio's team is in Greenland. I already said Sian team is in Japan. Sero's team is in Iceland, which actually ice is where it's nice, and Greenland's actually where it's cold at. Just throwing it out. And that would just be like where they're all separated at. I also thought Tokiyami team and Odoro team would just be stationed in Japan, and eventually Sian team will move out, and you know, another team like Ida team will take over to be the strongest team in Japan. But you know what I mean? I thought about some shit, man.
There's a lot we could do for this, to be honest. Like a lot. And it depends on what they do for like the future, like what they want to do for the characters later on, because we don't know.
That's pretty much it for the My Hero. Like we touched on a lot of things on there.
I'm gonna